neck out of your opponent. Kirkman really likes that move, huh? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with the season finale of Invincible Season 3, and it is called I Thought You Would Never Shut Up. So the last episode, we, for the most part, Mark just cleaning up all the situation with Angstrom, the unleashing of all the marks. It was messy, it was bloody, and it did get contained only because Angstrom overextended himself as far as his deal with the engineers, I believe they were called. But all the same, it was a really hard lesson for Mark because he had to deal with Powerplex yet again, and just seeing all the destruction that all the marks caused and the chaos and the fact that there's going to be a lot of cleanup and just the things just keep piling up for Mark. And then as if his day could not get any worse, we see that a new Viltrumite has shown up and basically is like, yeah, like, have you taken over yet or not? So Mark basically picked a fight immediately because, as I said, he's been having pretty much the worst week ever. And that's kind of how we ended the episode, which was a little disappointing because I was like, oh my gosh, Mark, like I get it, but can we not like cause more destruction? I mean, not that you could really bust the city anymore, but you get my point. So we're gonna jump right in here and see whether or not Daddy and Alan are gonna show up in time to potentially slow this down. But if not, I don't know what's gonna go down because Mark is, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to guess. We're gonna find out whether or not he's ready to take on a full-blooded Viltrumite after all that training or not. So let's jump in. But just before I do, I know this is gonna be it for Invincible, but I react to a lot of other really good stuff. So please do join the fam, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can check out the catalog and see if there's anything else you want to join me on or be notified of the next cool thing that I react to. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Starting out with the title screen, we haven't done that like probably ever. This is what I was saying, Mark. Right after what Powerplex just said, all those people. Grandma, can you get out the street? Y'all gonna watch?
I'm not here to save you. I'm not here to spread the greatness of the Viltrum Empire.
Are you here looking for a dentist?
See, to me, there is no greater pleasure than feeling the warmth of my fists drenched.
Okay, your wet dream has nothing to do with me, bro.
That's a start.
Mark, God, can you please take this fight into space?
Very good.
That was just a warm-up.
Let's not start talking too much smack here, Mark, please. But more importantly, can we take this fight away from civilians? No? Okay. Thank you. Keep it up here, please. Where'd you just go? Oh. Okay, drew blood. Thank you, Mark. We should have started the fight up here, but I'll let it go. How are you panting in space? Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess you could turn that into a weapon. Oh. Oh my God, is he in love with you? Is that your way of flirting? I don't know how you let your guard down, bro. Back up, Mark. Back up. Bring it back up. Take it back to space, please. Immediately. Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Still sure this is gonna go your way?
Probably.
Damn near certain.
And you still waited for that punch.
That's not too far away. I can help.
Oliver! And if it's too dangerous, you get out of there.
You
Understand?
think he's got the wherewithal for that? But at this point, I mean, he's probably just gonna go anyway.
They have been in these situations before and made it through.
I know.
Not like this, Paul.
Yeah, no. No, Nolan was holding back. He's coming. He's still coming. Oh my God. Well, there goes whatever city that is. Shh. Don't distract him. Your mom said to stay out of sight.
Come on!
Not as fast as we thought we were. We haven't quite destroyed enough of the city yet. Let's just make sure we obliterate it off the map.
You think I'm gonna give you a chance to surrender? I am having the time of my life here.
Beating up on someone weaker than you sounds about right.
You've still got a chance. You just need the right motivation.
Oh.
I am going to kill everyone else.
Good one, Oliver. Now, no smiling. What? This is the problem with this family. They're always too arrogant. I'm sorry, Oliver. That was a hard lesson, but you needed it.
Oliver, get out of here.
You won't.
We can beat this guy. I know it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
The time I spent killing him might have given you a moment to gather your thoughts. Maybe even out.
The fact that y'all are still standing here.
Show me your power.
Yeah, Mark, you're gonna have to actually tap in, and I hate it because I know you didn't want to have to, but Mark, he's playing with you. Watch your eyes now. He's like, are these tickles? Mark, come on. I know you can punch harder than that. You split a man's skull open.
Now, this has to happen now of all times. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
No. Kind of the worst day ever for Mark.
The most powerful superhuman I've ever seen, beating the living shit out of what's definitely the strongest superhero on this planet.
Thank you for that assessment, Sissel.
They're going to be godlike when we're done. But we just can't.
We ain't got the time. I'm sorry. Oh.
We don't know many details, but authorities are asking the entire nation to be on guard and stay indoors if possible.
Indoors ain't going. I mean, do your best.
We just went through all this bullshit.
Right? Like, you need to move to another
What will these
planet
people give up?
immediately.
Where am I? You're safe, dear.
She's gonna jump right back in the action.
Calm down. You can't even walk yet.
Do I look like I need to walk?
Let her go. She's gonna go regardless, but I think Mark can use the distractions, right? Not distraction, like as far as maybe keeping this guy busy for 2 seconds. If Eve couldn't take on a lesser Mark, I mean, maybe she picked up some tricks from fighting the lesser Marks.
But I am starting to wonder why they sent me here. It's too easy.
I mean, I've been asking the same question. What value is Earth to you? I guess for breeding.
I've met your father, you know. He showed so much promise when he was younger. But now,
He has better hair than you.
I would have loved to have seen the look on his face after I told him that I killed you.
Eat one, you old sack of turds.
Language!
Come on, hurry.
Hurry? Bless him. I mean, he's too young to know better.
Look at him. He's old as dirt.
He's older than dirt, actually.
I'm old, not weak.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I'm gonna split you in half and eat your heart.
I don't think that's very appetizing.
Get away from him.
Mark, this is not giving the energy you think it is. Unfortunately, you kind of need to understand your dad's people. That you're idolizing as hard as you are.
We're not done yet.
Okay, that's enough, that's enough.
Hold to its breaking point.
Hurry up, Mark, this guy likes to pontificate. Hurry up. If you hurry up, you can get through half the monologue. Dig deep, bro. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to tap into the most evil side of you even knew possible.
I'll eat your heart instead.
Bro, can we get you on a better diet? Because really, hearts?
Get him ready for transport. Hurry.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Donald, tell Debbie Oliver's alive and we're bringing him in.
Yes, sir. Also, Eve's awake and asking to speak to you. Says it's urgent.
You better let her through. She's coming one way or another.
I can rearrange matter, Cecil. So I might be the only person on Earth who can stop him.
Then do it.
Don't ask me to do this.
You don't have a choice.
Ask me to do what? Like, can't she just go? Oh, maybe she can't get out? I mean, I feel like he probably has figured out a way to suppress her more than Mark, but listen, I mean, if she can somehow use what she's doing to rearrange some of the internal organs of a Viltrumite, then I feel like we gotta try it, because I mean, Mark at this point is not beating this guy when it comes to a straight up strength fight, which is, and again, I don't know if it's because Mark isn't strong enough or because he's just not tapping into that side of himself he's so damn scared of. Getting waterboarded at super speed. Oh my God. Too late for them, Mark. But honestly, with all that's going on in the world, I cannot believe y'all would actually be outside. But where are they? Are they even still in the States? This is his dad all over again. This kid's PTSD. I'm sorry, Mark. Your father's people are kind of the worst. And now Mark has to worry about Eve. You gotta either dig deep or work with her, Mark. She's here. Eve,
Get out of here. Go.
seriously, you're gonna have to come better with do better than a construct. Than a construct.
You really are pathetic.
He will break through that. Yeah, Eve, you're gonna have to try stuff you've never done before, and I mean that on every level. Or this will be your last fight. Oh wow, he's actually waiting to see what you can do. What's this?
I increased the density of the air.
Good girl. Good girl. New tricks. She did learn from her last fight. Thank God. I think you should keep up that density trick, Eve. Maybe just keep him held down as long as possible. Oh, she is human. You know, Viltrumites can actually hold their breath for a super long time. Okay. I'm glad that wasn't the plan. Sharp? Eve, I said the density thing. That was the only thing that he slowed down with. Uh-oh. She's not even fully recovered. Oh. Not your guts just flapping in the sun. It's okay, she'll recover. She can rearrange that, right? She can rearrange that back?
Please, please, please.
You know, Mark, you could have spent that time taking her to a hospital. I mean, homie would have followed you anyway. Probably just destroyed the hospital. Never mind.
Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
Oh, we need Cecil now.
If you've got anything to tell her, I wouldn't wait.
Come on, Eve. Can you not construct around? No.
I was ordered to take control of Earth by any means necessary.
Why are they so scared of Earth?
I can see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow.
Okay, it's probably the best line you've had.
Dare say, child, you are starting to impress me. Do your worst.
Can you, Mark? Put the bait, Mark? Oh, okay. Oh, with the...
Now we're getting
I was
somewhere.
going to say, why would you punch the machine arm? Now you're down 2 digits, 2 whole limbs. Okay. Pulling a Rick Grimes. Just bite the neck out of your opponent. Kirkman really likes that move, huh? Yeah, okay, well, I guess she's not going to feel any more pain, is she? Oh, okay. See, I didn't think she was going to go out like that. Oh, is this like her next alpha form or something now? He's like,
Hey,
did you just die? Yeah, I don't blame him for that one. Even I would have been like, you should pay attention. Something's going on back there.
All the other Viltrumites are scared of me.
Can't imagine why.
To me.
You look so friendly.
I am a victim of my own success.
That is the truest narcissist speech I've ever heard in my life.
Some days I feel so alone I could cry. But
So
I
you
know
beat me up so I could listen to your monologue? Is that because, bro, I would have sat down and had a coffee with you.
not a single person in the entire universe would care.
Humans would have. Can't look so nasty. Well, now you've got Dark Phoenix, Eve. You've gone and done it. Oh, it just took her being almost eradicated by a Viltrumite to get there. I don't think you can run right now, Mark. Just take it easy. There you go. I was about to say, you gotta keep going, Eve. Mark.
Got more than enough.
I was about to say, can we switch up the moves, Mark? Lady, Mark.
See, more than enough.
Eve, can you tap back in, please?
Is this what you wanted?
It was.
You enjoyed yourself?
He
Still
does.
having fun?
He is.
I think the good with the bad.
Sorry, it's not funny. All right. That's definitely headbutting someone to death is definitely new. Oh, wow. You have a thing with people looking like this when you're done with them. Hey, Mark? First Angstrom, now this. Maybe you want to make sure it's done this time, though. And I hate to say that, but he's not going to wake up and be a nice little kitten.
Eve,
She's fine. Worry about yourself, bro.
I thought you were...
Mark,
He's just taking a nap. He's got a lot of healing to do. He's fine.
am I
Butt-ass naked.
naked?
Butt-ass naked in the middle of... Well, there's really nothing around. It's fine. These guys heal, so maybe... Y'all don't be looking at Eve like that. Someone get her a blanket.
Huh.
Sissel takes everything in. So, like, so it takes... All right, Mark pretty much being damn near broken and Eve burning off his skin. All right, okay, that's all it takes to kill a Viltrumite. Easy peas. Oh, we need to up Mark's fighting skills. When his dad arrives, he's going to have to give him a whole new set of lessons.
How long have I been out?
3 days. You were pretty hurt.
Yeah, minimum you would need.
What happened?
You don't remember?
He headbutted somebody for like a year.
I remember everything.
Okay, I was about to say, if he had a little memory loss, that'd be okay.
Almost dying was stressful enough to allow me to rebuild my entire body.
I thought she should be able to do that if she can rebuild matter. It didn't seem like she shouldn't be able to.
And I bet now that he's dead, there's going to be a whole lot more on their way here.
I had, of course, already considered this, but hearing it put so bluntly.
Good. I don't care what it takes.
Oh, maybe you could use some Viltrumite parts?
I am so sorry
Why?
for everything. When I married your father, I didn't know the life I'd be giving you.
You didn't? Yeah, so why are you apologizing? Nolan lied to you.
I see you out there getting hurt, fighting for your life, and it's my fault.
Mom,
No way your fault. That was all Nolan.
you did everything right.
Like, what else were you gonna do?
Where's Conquest?
Huh, was that his name? He's dead, Mark. You killed him.
Where's his body?
I want to spit on it.
Burn it.
I agree. I don't trust. Viltrumites have some crazy healing factors. I'm not 100% sure that man can't come back. Cecil's not going to. They're going to study the shit out of that body.
Rex would tell me to shut up and get to the point, but I know that's what he believes.
Wait, why is Rudy not actually giving the speech?
To honor my friend,
I mean, you guys dated for 15 minutes.
I am changing my name from Rudy to Rex.
I mean, you did steal his DNA.
I only hope that I can live up to his courage and sacrifice.
I think you should leave it, Rudy.
You could have gone up there yourself.
I thought so too.
I don't think
But I guess with his face.
I could have gotten through it.
Oh.
I love you,
Oh.
Rex. Rex was.
Still feels weird.
But Rex, he had changed so much. Wish I'd spent more time with him.
Me too.
Me 3. I thought that was artistic, but no, something's wrong with his suit. Uh-oh. Did her abilities change in a way that's maybe not that healthy? Who's this? Ah, right. They're still here. I forgot about that. Well, guess you got your season 4 arc.
Not long now.
Oh, Battle Beast, you okay, bro? So he basically just lived long enough to absolutely obliterate that. Wow, there's nothing left of that Viltrumite. Who's picking you up, bro? Who are these people? Mind him when he thaws out. That's smart. Actually, that position, it keeps all your internals warm.
Thank you.
I don't know if you should thank them yet.
And what we have had to do to ourselves to survive.
So you were human once, maybe, or something close to human.
That is only the beginning of the delights we will achieve together.
Delights? Can we wait? Let's wait. Back up. What have we done to your world? How did we get here? Let's just rewind.
We don't have a choice, Donald.
He didn't.
He's in a If he so much as twitches, this whole place explodes.
You sure that's enough?
He's gonna tell us everything about the Viltrum Empire.
I think you're underestimating him. Maybe you should have cut, like, parts off.
I'll listen to you and everything. I promise I'll be good.
Kid didn't get hit hard enough. No lessons.
You were right about the Maulers. You were right about Angstrom. They hurt so many people, ruined so many lives. Angstrom almost killed you and Mom even. Anyone else ever hurts
Great.
my family.
Great, Mark.
I won't hesitate to kill them.
Awesome. Whose demonic fingers this now? Quite literally. This is Hellboy? What's going on?
Forgive me.
Okay.
For I recall how I long to savor the gnashing of flesh in my putrid maw.
That's very poetical.
Surface dweller of great power, likes of which this planet has not seen for eons.
Wasn't he banished in season 1?
Have discovered means of conjuring him here.
So you're saying you're gonna bring Mark to hell? Is that what I'm understanding? I mean, he is going down the path of evil, so I suppose might just work out, I guess. Okay, guys, well, that was the season finale, and yeah, I mean, the theme of Mark getting mollywopped continues. That was a beatdown. That was pretty bad. That was definitely worse than what Nolan did, but we know that Nolan was holding back with Mark. But yeah, I mean, it sucks because this whole season to me has been about Mark trying to figure out the type of hero he wants to be, and I do think he does hold back. I think he still had even more than what he showed Conquest, but my theory with Mark is that I think he's scared of exploring his Viltrum side because, and also the strength that comes with it, because all that he saw of it was his father at his worst, and the Viltrumites he's met, they're at their worst, right? When they were on Thrax into Back to Earth, Mark has never seen a positive side of his Viltrum side, and then even just seeing all the other versions of himself, you know? So I think he's always wanted to shy away from that because he's scared of what it could lead to, right? Not recognizing that it's not about the strength, it's about his mentality and about where his heart and his mind are on these things. It has nothing to do with the strength, but I do think he's made that association that strength and that leaning into the Viltrum side as far as the abilities and the strength means that he's going to go all the way over the edge into evil. And I mean, it's not a completely unfounded fear because we've seen almost every other Mark went that way. But again, we don't know all the other circumstances surrounding them, but I digress. So yeah, like again, Conquest, his whole thing with beating Mark down and taking his time to do it was really because he wants to see Mark throw away all these things that Viltrumites have considered to be weak, right? Feelings, connections, people, love. These are all things that the Viltrum Empire apparently have taught themselves is their weaknesses. They're things you don't need. Like we do what we need to do. We conquer, and when we're done conquering, we go and conquer something else, right? Procreation is just that. It's for procreation. There's no love. There's nothing there, which is clearly not the case because they weren't always that way, but that's what they're trying to tell themselves. This is the indoctrination that they have built in. And then of course we had that like 20-minute monologue of Conquest telling Mark his deepest secrets about how like the fact is he actually hates this, that he's lonely, and that, you know, they turned him into this machine and then they isolated him for it, and it's made him even more bitter and miserable. Like it's not natural in any way, shape, or form, but that's kind of the way that they're raised. And you know, with Conquest doing all these things to Mark, it's because he sees that Mark has a connection. He sees that Mark has all the things that he himself is probably continuously fighting. And looking at what he said in that little speech and then what we've seen with Nolan, I think that it's safe to say that most Viltrumites are consistently fighting their natural instincts, which is is to not do all these things. They're fighting their natural instincts to love and have connections and form families and all the other things, because they did that at one point, right? There was a reason why Viltrum, before the war, apparently I think they were much closer to humans than not. Again, we don't know the nature of all their relationships, but the point is, if Nolan has the capacity to love, has the capacity to want to have connection and family, he can't be alone. And they're all fighting this, right? In one way or another. Some of them have gotten better at hiding it, but in the end, Nolan, I don't think is at all alone. I don't think he's that much of a unique, special snowflake. I think he's very much in company, but of course, because of the way they were raised and indoctrinated, they can't even express that to each other. So all of that to say that Conquest's whole point to me of that beatdown was not because he was getting off on it, which, I mean, to some degree he was, but really because he wanted Mark to be like him, right? Misery loves company. He wants Mark to, feel like there's futility in trying to cling to things like relationships. He wants Mark to just start to do these disgusting, just completely devoid of any level of empathy, or I don't want to say humanity because they're not human, but you know what I mean? Any sense of just having care or respect for life. He wants to just drill that out of Mark. And that's why he wanted Mark to get to the point. I mean, again, I feel like he actually wanted to die, to be fair. Like, I think after that little speech he gave Mark, you actually wouldn't be sad to end this very lonely, bitter, hateful existence, but also accomplish turning Mark into the monster that he is, right? That's what he wants. He wants people to be like him, or Viltrumites at the very least to be like him. And so, each time Mark kind of went through these with Powerplex, with Angstrom reborn, I guess you could say, with the other Marks, these are all things that, like, unfortunately Mark is taking in now as, okay, this is what I get for being human. This is what I get for being soft. This is what I get for having compassion and care. And that's just not true. It's not. Like, I know a lot of people are definitely polarized on the Angstrom thing. I mean, does Angstrom need to die? I mean, I guess because they can't contain him, yes. Right? If there is a way to actually contain Angstrom with his abilities, that would be probably the better way to go. However, I mean, yes, this Angstrom with his damaged brain, he probably will never be sane again. And also with his powers, he's virtually impossible to hold, except for, of course, these engineers we saw actually did discover a way to keep him from using his abilities. But all that to say, Mark believing that permanent solutions are the way to go when someone does bad things is not going to work as a blanket rule. And that's what he's doing. He's gone from the extreme of, okay, I'm always going to try my best not to do the worst and, always going to try to like talk them down and find the good, to the extreme now of, what, if anyone crosses my family, dead. If anyone does anything to threaten me, they're gone. Mark, you are not a normal case. You don't get to make that type of decision when you are like a god compared to most species. That is not an attitude you get to have, because the reality is that while, yes, I get it, before people come and say, oh, but look at what Angstrom's done. Look at what, I'm not saying that there aren't bad people and that evil people can't cause a lot of harm, and that, yes, taking them out is a way to stop them. But are you ever going to stop the possibility of danger or some form of, threat coming to you or the people you love? No, Mark doesn't have that kind of power despite how strong he is. There will always be a potential for someone like Eve or Oliver or his mom to get hurt. Mark can't fight everything. Violence isn't the answer to everything. And also, sometimes people turn around. Sometimes people learn from their mistakes and actually become better and do better and can actually end up being the very thing that saves you. But you'll never find that out if your first instinct is, oh, here's the list of things you've done that are bad. Bye. Because by Mark's logic, when Nolan shows up on Earth again, he has to execute him immediately, right? This is what he's saying. This is what, and Oliver can't say a thing, right? Oliver's right. The one-year-old is right. Did bad things, threatened my family, potential threat to others, should take you out. We don't need to worry about that. No. We take you out. There's no redemption for you. There's no possibility for you to turn that around. You're too dangerous. Sorry, Dad. Me and Eve and my brother, we're gonna take you out. Is Mark okay with that? Is that what's gonna happen? Is he gonna do that? Because something tells me he's not. Something tells me he's gonna somehow find a way to see his dad's redemption. I know Oliver definitely will, but now for everybody else, they don't get that pass because it's not family, right? So this is where I'm saying it's not an easy thing. It's not black and white. This is what Cecil has been trying to drill into Mark's head since season 1, but he has not been wanting to hear it. And again, Mark's going to extremes, this black and white way that he likes to think, and not having the people around to help ground him on this type of thinking and this kind of decision making. And it just is sad because even with Debbie, Debbie normally would be the person to kind of help Mark somewhat ground himself in this thinking, but she is also dealing with her own PTSD where it comes to Nolan and Angstrom, and of course watching her son almost die because at the hands of these Viltrumites. So right now, like that whole speech with her apologizing to Mark was crazy to me. I mean, I get it. She just doesn't know how else to like put her feelings right now. I can't imagine what it'd be like to watch your child get beaten within an inch of his life multiple times and know that his life is constantly under threat because of a decision you made. But again, that decision was made in ignorance, like literal ignorance. She knew that Nolan was a superpowered person, yes, but she didn't know anything about Viltrum. He lied. He kept the truth of who he was and what he was going to do from her until she literally watched her son get beat down. She can't take ownership for that. That is not her apology to make. And I know she feels guilty because obviously there's, this is what happens when you see bad things happen. You start to look and think, okay, what could I have done different? How could I have changed it? But in this case, Deb, this is not your fight. This is not at all your battle to wage. This is not your cross to bear. This is 1,000% Nolan. This is 100, unequivocally, no questions asked. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's all on Nolan. This situation is on Nolan. Nolan absolutely created the situation. All you did was fall in love with someone and decide not to let the fact that they were different stop you from loving them. That's it. That's all you've done, ma'am. You did nothing wrong. And so I think that was probably also what pushed Mark over the edge there was, hearing his mom apologize for his dad's sins. Like, he's fed up. Mark is very emotional. And that's why I'm going to hope that what he said to Oliver is not the way he truly feels, that it's just an emotional reaction to an absolutely insane set of, how long is this season supposed to have been? Like maybe 6 months? Like, it's been a very trialsome time for Mark. So I'm going to just say that a lot of that is probably sheer emotion, and understandably so. But yeah, it's a lot. And I'm hoping that, we'll see with next season. I think that when Nolan does return with Alan, with this new perspective, we'll see whether or not Mark's willing to hear it. I think he's going to have to, but I think it's going to be a hard reach for Nolan, right? For a lot of reasons. But I think Nolan is the only one who's going to be able to get through to Mark and actually talk him down now, which before, like I said, it probably would have been his mom, could have been Amber, but it's going to have to be his dad, because if there's anyone who can actually understand what it is to go to the extremes and then realize that it's not the way to go and that it's not going to give Mark what he thinks he's going to get from it, it's going to be Nolan. It's going to be the challenge of getting Mark to hear it at that point, right? Because Mark's got a lot of reasons to be beefing with Daddy right now again, just a lot of reasons. And so anyway, there's not much else to say about the fight. Like literally all I heard was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. All I saw was Negan somehow in a flying body. So there's not much to say about that. We kind of saw what the point of that was. Outside of that as well, we got to see more about Eve. I didn't watch the Adam Eve special, so if that was already something that we learned, it's new to me that she is able to basically take on a Super Saiyan form and rebuild herself. But I thought that was probably going to be possible because I'm like, girl, you can literally, like you said, reconstruct atoms like your atoms. So you should be able to heal yourself. Maybe not instantly, obviously, but yeah, that didn't surprise me that she came back. And I knew they weren't going to kill her like this unless there was some way to bring her back. So yeah, it's a good thing she did come back, and it looks like she is pretty powerful. I don't know if she's take out a Viltrumite powerful. I guess the people who read the books know that, but she did damage, right? She basically burnt the whole layer of skin off of a Viltrumite, and that's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, definitely helpful with the fights that are to come. So yeah, glad that she is aware of that. Maybe she can tap into it now. But it looks like her powers are a little bit wonky now that she's rebuilt herself. We saw that she melted Mark's clothes. Thank God it was his clothes and not him. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to lead into something. Probably going to be an arc for her next season now that she's kind of this new Eve. And Eve means beginning. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And what else was there? Rex, his funeral. Again, I don't know that Rex is dead. I think it's very interesting they're not showing us anything. Yes, technically there shouldn't be anything of Rex to bury, but I'm still not 100% convinced he's gone, just because, like I said, he died off camera, and I'm still holding out little hope that he somehow survived it. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of feelings there. I don't know how I feel about Rudy taking on his name. I know he already took Rex's DNA, but it's just weird still to me. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. Eve's response to his death was very, very understandable, very real. Yeah, that was, like she said, her first on a lot of levels, and even though they didn't get along in the end, the love was definitely still there on both sides. So very real reaction to his death. Yeah, Guardians are still a mess. Everything is kind of all over the place, and Cecil is definitely at his wit's end. Like, he's like, this has been a lot, these other marks, these dimensions, the fact that this one Viltrumite once again did so much damage. Like, we're still so underprepared because Mark, for all intents and purposes, was not able to do it on his own. So yeah, Cecil is getting desperate, and that makes me worried because Cecil's a planner, and if he's getting to the point where he's like, I'm gonna keep a Viltrumite and I'm gonna keep all these what do you call them, Reanimin, he's desperate. And I don't blame him though, because look at the state of the earth, and look what happened when a Viltrumite came and decided to make it even worse. So I do not envy Cecil right now. It's not an easy place for him to be. He's in a he's between a rock and a hard place, and he's feeling pretty alone too, because Mark is still not fully on board with him, even though he was so happy to ask him for help where Eve was concerned and his brother. But I digress. But yeah, I'm kind of worried for Cecil. Someone needs to give my guy a drink and a hot bath. Because it's a lot. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all we focused in on, outside of seeing that, of course, the Martians, yes, that they are not the Martians. Yeah, the Martian parasites, they are still on Earth. They've been building their army in the sewers, and it looks like they're about ready to pop out. And I mean, they picked a good time now that everything's kind of in chaos. And we also see that someone picked up Battle Beast, and I don't know what that means. He's saying he wants more people to beat up. Hopefully he doesn't want to come to Earth and bring that energy, but we'll have to see what he's up to. And we see that the people who put Angstrom back together say that they want to use him for something that they consider to be glorious, but I'm getting the sense that these people are a problem. Let's put it that way. As I said in the episode, I need to know more about what they did to their world and why they had to make themselves more machine than whatever they are, and what they want Angstrom to lead them to, because my guess is it's going to somehow end up on Mark's Earth as well. And yeah, Mark does not need to see Angstrom one more time. No more Angstrom and Mark, please. I think we've had enough. But yeah, that's how we ended the season. Like I said, this whole theme, I think, was all about Mark figuring out what he wants to do and how he wants to be as far as being a hero. And I think he still is not 100% sure yet, but I feel like next season we're going to see a lot of dark Mark, and I understand it. You know, this kid's still in puberty, right? Let's also put that out there. The kid's 19, so he's going through a lot, and we'll have to see how he handles now that he's kind of leaning into the darker side of himself next season, and whether or not that's going to, like, how it's going to affect everything, I guess. How's that going to affect Oliver? You know, is Eve going to pick up on it, and is she finally going to be able to, you know, stop just being an echo chamber for his bad decisions and actually see that it's better to ground him a bit more where it comes to some of these belief systems? So yeah, interesting season. Definitely had a lot of gore, a lot of action. So we'll have to see how it all pans out next season. I did enjoy watching it. I think it was interesting to watch Mark's journey, but I am very interested in Nolan's, and I'm hoping we get some of that next season when he actually hopefully is back. I really want to see his redemption arc and how that goes. I mean, I'm not expecting 100% redemption, but I'm really invested in seeing how he's going to try to pick up the pieces and stop this war, which is inevitably coming to Earth now that two Viltrumites, a Viltrumite, and what's the other thing that he did that Mark didn't like? Either way, Viltrumite is definitely out for Earth and out for Mark and out for Nolan. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out and if we're even going to tackle it next season. So I enjoyed watching this season, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. Thank you so much for your comments and interactions. I know some of you didn't always agree with some of my viewpoints, but I appreciate those of you who were able to debate with me respectfully and understand where I'm coming from. And I hope you guys understand. It's just a matter of opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right, just the way I kind of see things. And I appreciate your viewership all the same and your support. And hopefully we'll see you again next season. And if not, if there's other things in my catalog that you'd like to watch, please do continue with me on this journey. I'd love to see more of you, and I do appreciate you, really and truly. Thank you so much. So until next time, guys, have a good one.